get it Do you ever connect to Kevin's Wi-Fi? It almost looks like I clicked on something. Like, I think I just clicked on something. All right, test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. All right, here we are for the start of the third period. Apple Valley Burnsville leads 2-1 over Shakopee. We've surfaced the ice. So we're on a different broadcast here. We had to do some technical challenges because we're on a separate link here. So here come the Shakopee boys out to get warmed up. (2-1) as we go to the third, 15-minute third period. Third period underway. Shakopee trailing 2-1. Shakopee in the dark uniforms. Apple Valley in yellow. Hayden moves it up to Ian. Shot tipped, deflected wide. Wyatt gives chase. Turned over. Wyatt. Puck out to center where Caden has it. Caden chips it back to neutral. Glove down by the Apple Valley player. They have to wait as the player's offside for Apple Valley, and they'll regroup. Player's still offside, and that'll be whistled offside as one of the Apple Valley players got tangled up with Caden deep in the zone. Take a face-off out to neutral. All right, up front we have Marco. Actually, the face-off, they're going to say intentional offside, so they're going to bring that all the way down. Offensive zone draw for Shakopee. Matthew, Marco, and who's the other one out there? Mason. And Blake and Owen at the point. Owen with the puck. Walks the line. Fires it around. It'll be picked up by Matthew. Loses the handle. And the Apple Valley will exit the zone. They work through neutral. Gets to the middle. Shot off the dasher board. Pops straight up in the air. Apple Valley possesses and down by the Zamboni door. Blake now possesses the puck up to Mason. Mason, Scott, Matthew up. Matthew touches the puck, played by the goalie. Marco now behind to Mason. Mason with time, wheels out front. Look, shoots. I think that went off the crossbar. So 2-1 Apple Valley, 13:31 to go in the third. Out for Shakopee will be Trey. He's the goal scorer today for Shakopee. Easton and Wyatt. With again Blake and Owen at D. Easton possesses to Blake. Shot. Hits the goalie high. Rebound. They score. Wyatt from Blake. So we've got ourselves a tie game. Nice shot from the point. Generated a rebound. And Wyatt puts it in to tie it up at 2 apiece with 13:23 to go. All right, get a new D pair out. Caden possesses the draw. Is chopped down, no call. Apple Valley comes the other way. Number 68. Shot intercepted all right out front, deflected high. Easton Hema up to Trey. Here goes Trey. The 2-on-1 with Caden on his offhand. Handcuffs him a little on his backhand as he was on his offhand there. Big check along the wall. Gabe fires high. Puck just slips past out of the zone. Here they come, 2-on-1. Shot over the net, and that's going to exit the zone. They go D to D, and does Apple Valley. Turned over, Marco intercepts. Blake possesses it behind the net. To Easton, now to Gabe. Gabe up to Ian. Apple Valley looks to turn back the other way. A cross-ice pass deflected by Owen. Owen now in, 2-on-1 with Ian. A really good play. It fires just high. All tied up 2-2. 11:30 to go. Owen behind the net. Ooh, nice little pass. Hits his defender's skate in front. Apple Valley exits. Good stick by Owen as they go back the other way. Too many players there for a moment for Apple Valley, but when no call, they'll play on. A shot from the point again, tipped out a play by Shakopee, so that'll bring up offensive zone face-off to the left of their goaltender. To the right of their goaltender, our left. That'll be Anderson, Gabrick, McGuire with Lancette and Schmitz on D. Wyatt fires one across through the crease. Owen possesses. We'll dump it down behind, just past the stick of Wyatt. Blake chips it down, holds the zone. Out to Owen. Owen holds. Apple Valley holding Shakopee to the outside of the ice, the perimeter of the ice. Shot fired wide into the corner. Blake will pinch, possess the puck. Now Apple Valley exits the zone 2-on-2, but intercepted by Owen. And Apple Valley will chip it down. Ian will give chase. Back to Blake. Goes through his speed and skies it into the zone. Offside at the line. Ten minutes to go. 2-2 tie. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Marco, Matthew, Mason up front. That Hensley and Malmberg at D. Possessed by Apple Valley. Shot gets through traffic, go wide. Mason gives safe, chips out to Matthew. He's going to have one-on-one. He's going to take back ice up to Caden. Caden with speed crosses the blue line. Comes back out to neutral where Gabe cross ice to Caden. Caden enters the zone. Intercepted by Apple Valley. Apple Valley now out. Pass right out front, misses everyone. Held in at the line by Apple Valley, but kicked out by Mason. Fired back in offside. Going to face off at center ice, I believe. All right, so Emma, Gabrick, and O'Neill up front. Caden and Hensley and Malmberg at D. 5-on-5 play, 9 minutes to go, 2-2 tie. Caden will give chase into the corner. Easton. Up ice to Trey. Trey fights through a check. Trey possesses, sauces over to Gabe. Caden gives chase down in the corner. Whoop. Turned over. Here goes Caden. Shot under the goalie's pad. All right, Anderson, Valverde, McGuire up front, Lancet, and Schmitz at D. 2-2, 8 minutes to go. Third period. Here goes Apple Valley. Spins, wheels, out front, right through the crease. Goes wide. Owen gives chase behind the net. There goes Blake. In, fires, shot, saved, steered to the corner. Anderson to Valverde. To Schmitz. Schmitz fights for it. Oh, that right out the line. No ice. Shakopee will retreat. Apple Valley with a full line change. A fresh 5. With Owen. To Anderson. Nice pass to Ian. It's going to be 2-on-1. He and Wyatt. Shot. Goalie gets a piece of it into the netting. Good play there by Shakopee. Will bring a face-off in the offensive zone. So we'll go with up front, Matthew, Wyatt, Mason, Caden, and Gabe on defense. Face-off won by Apple Valley, and they'll rim around, backhanded up the wall, Mason, and chipped out of play. Offensive zone draw for Shakopee. 7 minutes to play in the third period, 2-2 tie. Shakopee has not led in this game. They were down, I believe, 1-0. Came back to tie at 1-1. Apple Valley then scored. And Shakopee was able to tie it too. Scrum along the wall. Wyatt possesses, fights for it, squirts out towards the front of the net. Number 34 for Apple Valley works it through neutral. Up ice to Matthew. Matthew's shot held by the goalie. Face off to his right. Shakopee will bring out Easton, Marco, and Trey as the forward line. Blake and Owen will be the defensive pairing. 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third period. Possessed by Apple Valley. Rimmed around. They send a guy up the middle. Don't connect on the pass. Shakopee regroups Owen over to Blake. Blake will chip it in. They're going to wave off icing. Apple Valley exits through neutral. Intercepted by Easton. It's going to be offside. The face off is going to be right there. Oh, and the linesman. The puck gets by the linesman. All right, Marco at center. Easton and Trey on the wings. Right back there to Blake. Blake over to Owen. Owen gets the red line. I'll rim that around. Easton gives chase. Rimmed back around by shot. Fires wide. Blake pinches down. The puck pops straight up and out of play. In 2-2, 5:28 to go in the third. All right. All right, Will, Wyatt, and Ian. The forward pairing, Caden and Gabe. Caden over to Gabe. Gabe backhands it down to Ian. Ian looks in front. Gets through and held by the goalie. All right. Wyatt on the draw, wins the faceoff back to Gabe. Gabe looking one-timer. Save is a nice shot by Ian. Caden attempts to hold the line. Here comes 68. 68 with a slick move. Doesn't get the shot off. Wyatt back through center. Ian gives chase, battles for it. Will helps. Puck squirts out front, but handled there by Apple Valley. Now battle in the corner. Apple Valley seems a little tired here on this shift. We'll see if Shakopee can hold the zone. Apple Valley gets a clear, and they're going to change 4 at least here. Let's Gabe turns. Pass is intercepted. Caden picks the pocket. Here we go the other way. Will bodied off the puck, and now Apple Valley goes the other way. We got a pass all the way up. Trey, excuse me, fights for it right there. Marco joins the puck battles. They scrum along the boards. Continue to dig for the puck. comes free now. Matthew with some time over to Trey, and one heck of a save by the goalie. Trey, he passed it over to Trey, and he was able to slide across with his pad. Matthew now with it. Chipped in, and Shakopee gives chase. Comes Apple Valley through neutral, pocket picked by Wyatt. Over to 11 for Apple Valley. Lost him with the camera. Lay down, Blake. Over to Owen. All right, Schmitz crosses in, is surrounded, and the puck off the glass into neutral. There goes Mason. Blake enters the zone, pauses, drives, shot off the side of the net. Back behind to Mason. And it's going to be chipped out to center by Apple Valley. Offside. Face off at center. 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go, tied at 2. Emma Valverde and Trey O'Neill up front. Caden and Gabe on defense. Easton possesses the puck out of the corner, knocked to the ice. Marco fights for it behind the net with Easton. Trey watches closely. Marco up to Gabe. Gabe fires wide. Trey, Caden, Marco all down there. Easton at the line, keeps it in. And Apple Valley's able to exit the zone. Out to Caden at neutral. Caden back to Gabe. Gabe on his backhand, lowers the shoulder, gets the puck right in front of the net. No one home. Trey over to Easton. Corrals it out of his feet. Circles. 1 minute to play. Easton. Oh, yes, fires high. 55 seconds to go. Caden on the puck. Offside, 30 seconds to play. Center ice face-off, 30 seconds to go. Will, Wyatt, Ian up front, Blake and Owen at defense, possessed by Blake. Offside, 20 seconds to play. There is time. I don't think anyone's on the ice after us, so I don't know if they'll play in overtime or not. I would guess not, but I know I believe there's time. Face-off possessed by Apple Valley. Shot in. Jack steers it aside. Come out by Wyatt. Offside, but they don't call it. And it doesn't look like there's any overtime, so that will end our game with a 2-2 tie.